Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Dunaway Field on the campus of Dover High School for the commencement graduation exercises for the class of 2023. This evening we will start with the playing of the national anthem by members of the chorus who are seniors.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You can be seated while the chorus gets ready to sing the alma mater.
Stand tall like the mountains behind you, shoulders against the sky. Stand proud like the pines all around you, holding your head up high. Stand strong like the mills of the city, stalwart against storm and strife. Ahead of you the road leads on, forward to new life. Stay true like the blue of the river, rushing to meet the bay. Look up to the stars overhead, they'll always point the way. Remember those who have taught you, their wisdom is flame to your light. Oh, alma mater, Dover High School, hail the green and white. All hail the green and white.
While everyone's finished getting seated, if we could give one more round of applause for the chorus, please. As is the tradition here at Dover High School, we start our ceremony by asking our graduates who are going to be serving in the military to please stand and be recognized. Thank you very much. So again, welcome to Dover High School for graduation exercises for the class of 2023. First and foremost, I want to congratulate this evening's graduates, their families and friends, and all the people who contributed to them reaching their final milestone of their kindergarten through high school journey. We gather as such a large group and with appropriate pomp and circumstance because we recognize the importance of this accomplishment. This would be an appropriate time for applause. Graduation is a time of both reflection on the past and projection of the future. As a history teacher, I will focus on reflection and let the graduates speak to their futures. Richard Carlson, author of Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, something I should probably read a little more often, argues that reflection is one of the most underused yet powerful tools for success. With that thought in mind, let's look at how you got here. You, members of the class of 2023, played the most important role in you getting here this evening. When I reflect on your 4 years at Dover High School, I see 5 attributes that you demonstrated. The first is self-discipline. No one can do something for you. They can encourage, prod, cajole, threaten, ask, beg, plead, or use whatever other method they can conjure up. But at the end of the day, you must do it, and no one is going to do it for you. That self-discipline was evident when I would see students in the building from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. working to accomplish whatever their goals were. Motivation contributes to building and maintaining the habit of self-discipline. You were able to find what motivated you to be successful. That required you to be involved in a continuous metacognitive process of finding whatever it was that convinced you to keep moving forward. Motivation becomes easier when we find things about which we are passionate. Your passion was evident in the work you produced, art in every medium imaginable, writing, presentations, athletic, musical, and theatrical performances, service. When you were passionate, the results were amazing. You also worked to motivate others while at the same time embracing the motivation provided by your families, teachers, coaches, mentors, and peers. You were resilient. The high school experience in the best of times presents many challenges. You had to withstand the upheaval of the COVID-19 pandemic. You showed the toughness needed to make it through the rigorous classes, sports seasons, and performances. You recovered from setbacks, both personal and societal, to keep moving forward. As each student crosses the stage this evening, we have no way of knowing all the challenges they face, but we recognize they had to be resilient to make the walk. Closely related to resilience is the perseverance you demonstrated. At this point in your life, through experience, you have learned that some things are just difficult. Some difficulties everyone experiences, but other difficulties are unique to an individual. To be able to be persistent when something is difficult and to keep going even when getting to the end goal was more difficult or required a route you did not expect is crucial to success. It is cliche to say you can't give up. It is much harder to carry on in the face of hardship and challenge. That's what we're doing right now. You persevered to get here tonight. Finally, simply said, you just became good at stuff. While impossible to mention everything you people can do or excel at, I will mention a few to give people a flavor. I asked our guests tonight if you can, or you could at one time, calculate the volume of a sphere. understand context and perspective of a historical event, provide in-text citations for a position when interpreting a piece of literature, take a single piece of metal and make it into a stool that is high enough for the principal to sit on, provide health care and rehabilitation services, ensure cybersecurity, sculpt, paint, sing, play an instrument, run, jump, catch, hit. That can be done in a lot of ways. Most of them were pretty positive. Throw, all the while working together. This group can do all of these things and more. I do ask that you remember and recognize the people who helped you get here. First and foremost are your parents, guardians, and families. They are the ones who have always been there for you and will continue to be there for you. Though it is impossible for you to know this right now, you will always continue to need them. And parents, if this is your first graduate, I can tell you it never ends. It just changes. Your teachers, coaches, advisors, and mentors provided you with the knowledge and skills to get you here today. They asked you to look at things through a different lens, provide feedback and encouragement, and picked you up and dusted you off when you fell. Most importantly, they helped you dream and set goals to look at where you could go. Please be sure to acknowledge your friends and teammates. Their support and friendship is something you will always remember. You were supported by our community with their gifts of time and resources to support and enhance your high school experience. At this juncture in your life, the term next chapter is often used. At my juncture in life, we're trying to slow the chapters down. And in all honesty, probably overused. Things will change, but they don't change. I ask that you remember what has made you successful to this point and to continue to use those skills, dispositions, and networks as you move forward. Always work to get better at everything you do. Remember, learning never stops was the mantra when we left school in March 2020. And build an ever-expanding circle of people who can contribute to your success. Specifically to the members of the class of 2023, I want to thank you for your positivity. People don't generally enter education because they have a passion for lunch duty. I can tell you that I enjoyed lunch duty because of the chance to interact with all of you, sharing your experiences at Dover High School. I want you to know there were far more times where you were probably not aware of it, but you need to know tonight that you lifted me up more than I could ever lift you up. For that, I give you my heartfelt thanks. Finally, as the focus this evening has been on reflection, I leave you with this quote from Claude Monet. It is on the strength of observation and reflection that one finds a way, so we must dig and delve unceasingly. Class of 2023, go out there and dig and delve unceasingly. Thank you. So enough of hearing from me. It's time to hear from your peers. So our first speaker tonight is your class president, and he's also the salutatorian, Ted Decker.
Hello all, and congratulations on being here tonight. This is an accomplishment that you shouldn't take lightly, as it is the first of which many others are sure to be built upon. When I started thinking about writing this speech way back at the beginning of our senior year, I knew what I wanted to say. I just wasn't completely sure on what words to use. I don't think I'll ever know if I found the right words, but these are the closest I got, and most importantly, they're my own. 2019 was a year of change. For most of us, at least us Dover residents, it was 950 feet of change, from old reliable 16 daily drive to new reliable, although somewhat leaky, 25 alumni. Before that big move, we were all tiny little baby middle schoolers who had to get in single file lines and have our lunches packed for us. Skip forward to now, where we're driving, working jobs, and possibly even packing our own lunches. But this wasn't just any kind of normal change. This change was significant in that it was the first era in our lives in which we developed into some semblance of an adult. Most of us gained our own unique passion and interests here at this high school behind me. I remember earlier this year, I went to the school's film festival, and I left amazed at the work created by my peers. That was one of the few chances I got to see who people were outside of the classroom. I was so impressed by some of the films, not necessarily because of their content, but more so the uniqueness of them. Each film was a succinctly distilled version of its creator's personality that they could show off to the world. These people had a great ability to project their true self. They seemed so confident in their character that they could display their own personal interests and make them everyone else's interests. But it wasn't just at the film festival that I noticed this ability. It was in my everyday interactions, the jokes I laughed at, the opinions I learned, the gestures I saw, the essays I reviewed, the art I admired, and the music I listened to. Certain people could produce these creations in a way that everyone knew exactly who did it. I've always admired those with this ability, and I think everyone should strive to achieve this level of self, just as I have seen from a few of my outstanding peers. This idea has been something I've put lots of thought into over the past few years, and I've worked to build my own characters to such a degree. I know I still have room to grow, and I think all of us do, considering we are barely 18. To those looking to grow further, go out and do things, anything. Talk to people, annoy people, make friends, make enemies, do anything but nothing. It is through this approach I believe you can develop your own unique character. Once you have accomplished this, make sure that whatever you do is true to yourself. You can do big things, medium things, or even small things. Whatever they are, just make sure they are unmistakably yours. From this point on, put your signature on everything you produce and be proud of it. A mark to say, I did that. That was me. People with such a distinct personality are what makes life so entertaining. Hopefully, most of you can look back at the time you spent here and appreciate how much you've changed. Know that every experience you've had here, both the delightful and the infuriating, has impacted your character in some way. Embrace this fact and use it to form your future decisions. I am just as appreciative now of all the silly fun times than I am of the nights I stayed up till the AM doing homework, studying, and pulling my hair out. As much as I detested those long nights, I wouldn't be who I am today without those hardships. So continue working on using your environment and interactions to form your own unique personality, and know the world will be a better place because of it. I have faith in all of you. Once again, congratulations, and be proud when you hear your name called. You're the only one with it. Bye-bye now.
The next speaker is the class vice president, Griffin Sawyer.
Thank you, Principal Driscoll. And a further thank you to Dean Stevens, Dean Waldron, Dean West, and the rest of the faculty and staff to which we owe much gratitude for the success during these past 4 years. Ladies and gentlemen, it's both a pleasure and a privilege to stand before you on a day when we reflect on the endeavors of our past and reaffirm our commitment to those in our future. 4 years ago, I considered myself to be independent, clever, resolved. Reality showed me that I wasn't. My freshman year came with relative ease despite the rigor of my studies, instilling confidence in me, which I hoped would continue through my high school career. What I hadn't anticipated was the swift arrival of a pandemic that brought the classroom to my bedroom, the cafeteria to my kitchen, and my entire social stability buckling under the introduction of experiences I had never known before. As I became familiarized with life without sports, clubs, or real classes, I found that at the core I was much lonelier than I imagined. My grades dropped. My physical health declined. I began to cut my arms with a Swiss Army knife, putting metal to flesh many nights in the dark. I would never clean the blood. The look as it dried on my hands made me feel strong, as though I had just survived something difficult, which, in reality, I felt unable to do. I thought of running away. I thought of suicide. I'd reached a low, unbeknownst even to myself. I wasn't the student or friend I desired to be, and my dreams, stripped of their illusion, floated away before my eyes. I tell this story with the understanding now that there's a shared vulnerability between each of my peers and myself, a susceptibility to pain under which we are not enemies, but the same fighting creature. And while you could see the cuts on my hands and arms, there are a lot of injuries in this crowd which you won't see. It's the uncertainty of a girl whose mother and father never got a diploma. It's the frustration of a boy whose dyslexia keeps him up studying. Hours pass when we've all gone to bed. It's the fear of students who've been hurt, who've been defeated, who've been brought from their highest points to their harshest lows, and still join us here today. Yet, this is what drives us forward. This determination to overcome the daunting face of adversity. The enduring desire not to be forgotten in a footnote, but to be immortalized on every front page. The abiding faith with which we smell the flowers at our feet and reach our hands to the stars. And the audacity to aspire and achieve, despite knowing that dreams are built slow and die fast. And although the pandemic took many things away from me, it added value to each of my successes that followed. For we cannot truly win until we know what it is to have lost. So as we stand at the crossroads of opportunity, I ask you, before stepping over the threshold into a new beginning, to pause a moment and consider the burdens we leave behind to look ahead. Congratulations, class of 2023.
Our final speaker tonight is the class valedictorian, Riley Johnson.
Hello, my name is Riley Johnston. First, I would like to say congratulations to the class of 2023. I'd also like to extend thanks to all the faculty members of the school and the families of each member of the graduating class for all the hard work and dedication you put in to help each one of us reach this important milestone. Now, I'd like to share something that only my closest friends and family know about me. Up until January of my junior year, I exclusively rode in the back seat of the car. The back seat on the left-hand side, directly behind the driver, to be exact. Now, you might think I did this because the front passenger seat was occupied, but no, it wasn't. Every morning, without fail, I'd walk out to the car, sit in the back seat, and wait for my mom to drive me to school. I didn't even think about it. Sitting in the back seat seemed so natural to me. After all, the back seat is where children sit, and I, who still played capture the flag and manhunt with my friends, laughed at fart jokes, and thought that brightly colored Nike t-shirts and shorts were the peak of modern fashion, was very much still a kid. So I chose to sit in the back seat. Then, one day, in the middle of my junior year, I decided to sit in the front passenger seat on my way to school, and I've done so ever since. At the time, I didn't think this moment held any significance. I was only changing seats, no big deal. However, after much self-deliberation, I realized it was a big deal. My decision to move to the front seat reflected that somewhere deep inside of me, I knew it was time to grow up. You see, for the longest time, I stressed about growing up. I didn't want to get a job or a driver's license or make any kind of symbolic move toward adulthood, such as sitting in the front passenger seat of a car. I felt that if I started to do these things, then I would lose my childhood and ultimately everything great that went along with being a kid. But then, slowly and surely, as time crept on, I began to plan for college, I got my license, got a job, and the funny thing was, all the things I love about being a kid were still there. I could still play manhunt, laugh at dumb jokes, and have a terrible sense of fashion. I finally realized that growing up doesn't mean completely leaving behind the things you love about being a kid. Growing up is simply a transition to a new version of yourself. A new version that might be more mature and older, but can still exude all the wonders and joys of your inner child. When I saw that growing up wasn't as scary or as sad as I thought it would be, I stopped running from it, and I instead embraced it. Gathered here today, donned in our graduation caps and gowns, celebrating a tremendous success, it might feel like everything is coming to an end. But in reality, we have all reached a new beginning. Now that you're moving on to a new adventure, you might be worried about leaving behind relationships, memories, and traditions. You might be sad that things are changing and that nothing will be the same. But the truth is that all the relationships, events, and stories that have defined your childhood will not disappear just because you are turning the page to a new chapter in your life. Rather, these connections and experiences will serve as the vital foundation to help you construct a prosperous, rewarding, and joyful adulthood. We are, right now, in this moment, a reflection of a culmination of relationships and adventures over the course of our lives. Such an amalgamation of lessons, values, choices, and transformations will not vanish the second we leave this graduation ceremony. It will remain a part of you with every step you take from here on out. For that reason, it is integral that we, the graduating class of 2023, use our childhood experiences not only to shape our adult selves, but also the world that waits for us on the other side of this night. While it might be frightening to venture into this foreign world of adulthood, filled with unknowns and way too many responsibilities, and while we may be tempted to hold on to our present reality because it feels safer, we must learn to let go and move forward in life so we're able to take advantage of the opportunities and possibilities that our futures hold, so that we can discover our full potential, so that we can offer the world the best of ourselves. There's a saying my mom told me throughout my childhood that has helped me put things into perspective. Do not cry because it is over, but smile because it happened. I encourage every single graduate here to take these words to heart. Let them show you how to embrace your own version of moving to the front of the car, growing up, and letting go, but never forgetting all the things that have made you the wonderful, intelligent, hardworking, and dream-filled person you are. I believe with all my heart that each one of you can have a tremendous and positive impact on society. So please, go out there and make your childhood self proud. Thank you.
Well, we're here for the business part of the day, okay? I'm sure the comb-over is looking pretty good right now. So we are going to present diplomas. Just for the graduates, when you come up, know that we are going to give you your diploma and a Ziploc bag. Put the diploma in the bag, okay? All right, so if you give us a minute, we'll get situated up here, and we'll get down to the business of the night. I'll push this to you. Okay, guys.
All right. What is that thing for?
To put the cars on.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea.
Even
Yeah.
though it's not going to help from the rain. But,
Okay. So when they give me the card, I'm going to hand it to you?
yeah.
Okay. All right. What I'll probably do is I'm going to need to like reach over here and.
I can even stand back here.
I'm Tom, by the way.
Chelsea. Nice to meet you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we stay right here. Nope, you're good. Nope, you're fine.
I know, with the sun. The perfect moment, right? Oh, look at that! Wow!
Isn't that great?
Yeah! Oh! That's a real rainbow. Okay. Yep.
Yep, there you go.
All right, you let me know when we're ready.
We're ready.
You ready? Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we begin. Riley Johnston.
Good job, Riley.
Ted Decker.
All right, Ted.
Griffin Sawyer.
Great speech, Griffin. Levi, wait there 1 minute, bud, okay?
Levi Kelly.
All right, Levi.
Go ahead, Levi. Jillian Covey. Yeah, I don't know.
Not doing much.
Graham Richard.
Just feel like I need to put in an effort. Need to put in an effort, that's all.
Macy Aaliyah Harris. Ni Nguyen. Niyati Patel. Gretchen Parent. Elijah J. Horwath. Taylor Wilson.
Congratulations, Taylor.
Greta Hemphill. Samrita Adhikari. Fatima Zara Yuna Aishio. Aishui. Charlotte Albert. Scarlett Anderson. Tylee Angrand. Kaylee Ansell. Kaya Lacey Antonetti. Cole David Arkwell. James Allen Baker. Camden Barrett. Noah Beetham. Jordan Sky Bell. Wyatt Bell. Joshua Bernier. Benjamin Berry. Maxwell Berry. Nevaeh Bickford. Colby Bigelow. Gracie Blanchett.
All right, Gracie.
Noah Blanchett. Olivia Betcher. Ethan Booty. Olivia Boros. Allison Bork. Lydia Boucher. Jonathan Bowden. Max Bragdon. Logan Braz. Joshua Arroyo. Shannon Patricia Alt. Cooper Brewer. Peter Brewster. John Bridgeford. Layla Olivia Britton. Annalise Brooks. Nicolette Burson. Marcus Anthony Cancilla. Claire Gretchen Canepa. Ellie J. Canepa. Anthony J. Cannon. Merrick Carloni. Jackson Paul Carroll. Christopher Paul Caswell. Sophia Sidroni. Emma Lynn Chase. Maximus Chase. Nikessa Diana Chimay. Will Choate. Paxton Cloutier. Marcus Cobb. Savannah K. Collinsworth. Sam Consalvo. Colby Conway. Hope Lynn Corliss. Lisbeth Koss Castang. Catherine Costello. Aurora Starr Crosby. Jared Cuevas. Allie Jean Cuneo. Seth Curtis. Lauren DeBrusca. Brett Davis. Seamus DeLay. Dusty Eli Dextrays Jr. Gianna May DeMambro. Olivia Nicole DiChiera. Nick J. DeSico. Jocelyn Fossen. Samantha Christensen. Gavin Chu. Sam Alexander Dixon. Connor Alfred Dilks. Colleen Donovan. Trent Doucette. Savannah Kate Downs. Julia Drake. Taylor Driggs. Gerald Druin. Cody Dubois. Sienna Duchemin. Liam Dugmore. Chloe Duval. Samantha Dyer. Brielle Early. Preston Economos. Aaliyah Edwards. Thomas Ellis. Aiden Joseph Gray and Galen Bartle. Lee R. Farley. Peyton N. Farrell. Harrison Philgate. Parker Fleury. John Forte. Olivia Frederick. Nathan Frost. Jackson Fuller. Jay Gagney. Allison M. Galante. Tyler Gallant. Austin Gammon. Jonathan Genthner. James E. Goody. Brennan Geyer. Jeremy Will Jaguar. Ariana Lee Glidden. Molly Rebecca Goodridge. Brian Gorman. Zach Mayena Hill. Carter Epstein. Faith Everidge. Elena Genevieve Littlefield Good. Aiden B. Goulet. Finn Eden Graff. Nichipat Gregorakis. Theo Guerrero. Lady Daniela Guzman Matos. Ethan Haggard. Skylar Haley. Amira Nabila Hamcha. Daniel Parker Hand. David Handoyo. Braden Roy Hanna. Maisie Ada Hansen. Riley Dakota Hartford. Aiden Hegarty.
Amen.
Allison Hebert. Carl Helander IV. Leon Hellman. Ryan Hodge. Amelia Marie Hoing. Ashley Holt Karen. Cameron Hubbard. Autumn Hubley. Tyler Hughes. Angela G. Hurlbert. Emily Margaret Hurley. Emily Rose Hurteau. Anastasia Jackson. Stephanie Philippa Jackson. Kevin Jakes. Emma Caroline Janelle. Alyssa Jasper. Emilio Jepson. Alex Johnson. Harley Celeste Johnson. Genevieve Grace Johnson. Bryant Jordan Bartholomew. Connor Launchbury. Warren Helm. Mia Hernandez. Colin Samuel Joy. Cole Chase Joyle. Adam Jumper. James Caggiolari.
Congratulations, James.
Ashley Kelly. Nicole Kelly. Elizabeth Lee Kenyon. Kaiden Kalsa. Aiden Kirk. Carter Knapp. Samantha Valentine Colmer.
All right, Sam.
Caitlin Trafton Kozakowski. Abigail Catherine Kozlowski. Jack Kranz. Dustin Lafferty. Douglas B. LaFleur. Mia Kathleen LaGrassa. Logan Lampel. Reagan Leary. Serafina Michelle Lee. Ben Layton. Samantha Hayden Lenharth. Evan Lindsay. Kirsty Lassard. Megan Lassard. Casey Lindsay. Hayden Ludwig. Jeremiah Lumankun. Timothy McGregor. Dylan McGuire. Lauren Major. Brooke Marshall. Emily Catherine Martell. Willis Martin. Natalie Martindale. Abigail McCarthy. Sadie McCarthy. Alexander Oles. Abigail Lancaster. Jacob Lapierre. Nicholas McClary. Zachary R. McCormick. Calvin McCowan. Brady Thomas McDonough. Nathan McGlone. Ella Lucille McGough. Devin McGraw. Jason Kendall Menard. Hayden Cruz Meserve. Devin Michoud. Brady Moore. Blake Morris. Lauren Mott. Lainey Morgino. Lucas Mulliken. Esraldo Mumu. Emerald Munt. Gray Murray. Grace Kunku. Emily Norrising. Keegan Noseworthy. Abigail Nassif. Alexis Yvonne Nunez. Amelia Okla. Quinton D. Ongori. Jesse Orell. John Wayne Orell. Lindsay Otis. Aishwarya Palevi. Jacob Palmer. Isabel Cheryl Papa. James Wagner Paquette. Bethany Ann Paradise. Andrew Timothy Parker. Hannah Ray Parker. Jace Michael Parker. Kieran Patch. Marisa Jasmine Raimundo Carritos. Charlotte L. Nason. Liam Nevins. Kushi Patel. Gabrielle Na Angale Natalie Patterson. Judah Payer. Quinlan Perlman. Madeline Marie Peltier. Jose Pejera. Sydney Peskovitz. Boston Gabrielle Petrozelli Everett. Desmond Price. Matthew Prue. Tara Kittigwa. Kaylin Roger. Julia Rowley. Griffin Hayes Santos. Isabella Sargent. Camille E. Sayers. Will Schultz. David Schultz. Ria Davy Ramdev. Eliza Ramirez. John Rand. Andrew Raposa. Brandon Raposa. Jefferson Raycraft. Spencer David Rhine. Jesus Rivera Gonzalez. Richard Slattery. Riley Jane Small. Zachary Smart. Elizabeth Smith. Matthew Barry Smith. Robert H. Smith. Sophie Jane Sobel. Logan Spagna. AJ Spencer. Sydney Sperling. Jet St. Laurent. Joshua J. Stanley. Caitlin Rose Scully. Oh. Benjamin Sears. Lindsay Ann Shanley. Robert Shaw. Jillian Sheedy. Annabelle G. Shepard. Roger Sherpa. Madison Marie Shunk. Lubov Shvaha. Ethan Sidmore. Malachi James Silver. Jessica R. Simmons. Nicole Sinan. Noah Christopher Studley. Kiara Suarez. Bobby Subedi. Michelle Azahra Celestianto. Quincy Sundstrom. Cody Thomas Tatro. Andrew Robert Tipping. Ian Todd. Sarah Tower. Ethan Trejo. Bang Trong. Albert Tulung. Jeffrey Yuki.
Good job, Jeffrey.
Cody Unger. Dylan Ray Vashon. Brianna Hope Van Zant. Morgan Rose Varney. Maya Venidos. Mark Vexler. Renee Vigent. Jason Vo. Ashlyn Walsh. Jack Thomas Weeks. Caroline Wyke. Aiden Westcott. Amelia Madeline Williams. Samantha Winters.
Good job, Sam.
Zoe Wisneski.
All right, Zoe.
Aaron Witham. Danielle Young. Paris Young. Lucas Cabral.
Good job, Lucas. Good job.
Jason Lazaro Baldoza Lemos.
Nice job.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for the class of 2023. And again, I just want to thank you all. You guys can make it through anything. Tonight, just another demonstration, okay? And as there's a little change in the setup in the back, so when we do our procession out, please follow your class marshals. Group A, you're going to go to the left of the black tent, and Group B, you're going to go to the right of the band, okay? Thank you. So the last thing we have here tonight is the tassel ceremony, and that is when you will officially become graduates. But I want you to know that I would ask that anyone who is a graduate of Dover High School in the crowd to please stand up. So I saw this at a UNH graduation where they asked the graduates of UNH to stand up, and it's very powerful. All those people who just stood up are here to help you. It will be your job to help the future classes that come along. So thank you very much. So right now, your class president, Mr. Decker, is going to come down for the tassel ceremony.
You are now graduates of the Dover High School. Please move your tassel from the right to the left.
Let them rip.